Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So basically, as you can see, everyone, that this is a n8n workflow. So what we are trying to build here, if you are not coming directly from my shorts video, so let me give a recap what we are trying to build here. So we are trying to build a vision enabled calorie counter. So what does actually vision enabled calorie counter do? So let me show you. So it will track your calories, it will suggest workouts, it will generate diet plans, it will recommend menus, and basically based on your food habits, if you have good food habits, it will assign you more points. Not so good habits, like not so healthy food, if you eat, you'd be assigned less points, and we do have a leaderboard as well. And everything that we are doing here, in order to productionize, we can call third-party APIs or maybe some LLMs or some, but that would incur cost. But here, what I have done is ensure that everything is for free, because I am just creating tables of my own, understanding the intent of the user through code. So please stay with me. And I will walk you through each step one by one. And before that, let's do one thing for this huge n8n workflow. This is the backend, and basically I've built a front end on top of it through PyCharm ID, and basically using Windsurf. So basically here you see the endpoint is v16, and here also the webhook is v16. So this is the backend. If we go to the production URL, this is the same check calorie check v16. So it's the backend and this is the front end. So let's give a quick demo of what we are trying to build here and why it's a vision enabled, because you can actually give a image output, image input as well, and let's say of some meal that you have eaten, and that would be also parsed, processed, and you'd be getting your calories and also assigned points. So that's why it's vision enabled calorie agent counter. Now this is the user ID. So basically, as I mentioned, that we will have uh, leaderboard. So that's why the user ID. So let's deep dive in. So right now we don't have any users. It's the initial state. So let's do one thing. So demo user one. Okay. And in message, let's say I ate two samosas. Okay. So if I send this request, it's the intent is calorie and we get points earned. So you get less points earned for eating samosas, and it suggests healthy alternatives like try sprouts, which is 120 kilocalorie. And basically, calorie information is this. This is the workout that is being suggested: 12 minutes jogging, or 24 minutes cycling, or 36 minutes walking. Okay, so let's deep dive into the other uh, things that this whole n8n workflow can actually do for you. Okay, so what it can do is, let's say you want to burn 500 kilocalorie. Okay. Okay. Now you see it's the demo user one. So if I now give demo user two, so and if I send the request, okay, so it understands that the user's intent is a workout. And you see now the top user is demo user two, because the demo user two wants to work out, and points earned is more, and the calorie information is this. So how can you actually burn 500 kilocalorie? By 20 minutes jogging, 40 minutes cycling, 60 minutes walking. Okay. Now, what are the other things that it can do? Okay. So let's say plan 500 kilocalories. Plan means that you are trying to, or let's say, let's change this to something like 1200 kilocalorie. Okay. Let's say we want to plan for a 1200 kilocalorie diet. Okay. And let's say we give demo user three. Okay. So let's say I send the request. Okay. So intent is understood by the system, and you see the points is earned, and you get a diet plan: breakfast, lunch, snacks, dinner. Okay. So it suggests you the whole diet plan for a day. Okay. So these are the various things that it can do, which I had mentioned it here, if you remember. Okay. And so what we did, we had a workout, we had a meal plan, and basically we also had a workout intent. Okay, so you see here, we had plan intent, we have workout intent, we have the compute calories here as well. Okay, so now the thing is that I mentioned about the vision enabled calorie counter as well. So let's demo that as well. Okay, so whatever I demoed right now is demo user 2 becomes 6, 3 become this. Okay, now let's say what do I do is I reload this page. Okay, so everything is gone. Now I choose an image of a, let's say, samosa. Okay, so I open that and send the request. Okay, you see it's sending, it's taking time because it's a image that you have uploaded. It will take some time to process. See, it has already processed. Okay, so now you see the demo user also has the point number 1, because here the demo user is by default. Okay, so you see it suggests the same thing. It processes the input now through image, not through the text, and you got the same result. So you see, we are trying to build this whole system. So this is a completely big n8n flow. It might look big at first, but we will build it step by step. Now, since the demo is already done, let's go to the flow. Okay, so what it does? It does track your calories. So we will build this step by step. So I will just show you so that you understand properly what we are trying to do and follow and build it on your own as well. And also, if you feel you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me keep creating more and more videos. I just want to reiterate, please do click the subscribe button and also the like button on this video if you like my content. Okay, so let's deep dive into the basic, the calorie counter V1. This is the V1 version. So in the V1 version, what we are trying to do. Okay, so just one thing. So whatever I'm doing here in n8n is basically in my local only. So it's incurring no cost. And also I'm not calling any third-party APIs for now for this workflow, which I can later extend to calling third-party APIs, because that would be needed if we want to productionize it. But if, right now, as I mentioned, everything is free. So if you have any difficulties in installing n8n in local, so you can just follow this guide. So you can just go to this and basically install your node. So if you're using Mac OS or Linux, and basically you can check the node versions, npm versions, and just do install n8n, npm install -g n8n and n8n start. And basically for Windows, you can go to this Windows installer in the node.js.org, and you can check for the .msi, run it with default settings, do the verifying the installation, and basically it might need a restart as well, and you can do the same thing in npm install -g n8n and in n8n start. But I can do a separate video on this. You can leave comments below if you get into some issues. It might be that you have node already installed, and some issues might crop up here and there, but I can discuss how to actually install this completely n8n in your local for free um, in a separate video. Please leave comments below if you want a separate video on this. Okay. So let's move on. So we will also be needing Gemini API key, because as you can see that this is a vision enabled calorie counter agent. Okay. So let's deep dive into the basic calorie counter V1 version. Okay. So what is the calorie counter V1 version. This is the calorie counter V1 version. So in this calorie counter V1 version, what we are doing? Okay, you see there are four things here: on form submission, calorie table, compute calories, workout node, and form, ending form. If things are not clear, I will show you what we are doing. So basically, this is a form. The form is basically, so here I have built a in the end result, you can see a UI. So right now, for this, we don't have a UI. We have basically a form which will serve as the UI for this calorie counter V1 version. Okay, so what we are doing here is taking an input from a form. That's the UI right now from for you, matches against a calorie table. Again, for matching against a calorie table, you can use third-party APIs like you can use some LLMs or maybe some API ninjas, which for which I had shared a different video before in my YouTube channel. You can look into that. But since we are doing this everything, you can say we are creating tables of our own, maintaining that. So no need of calling anything and incurring cost for now. Okay, calculating the total calories consumed and suggesting the workout. So let's go one by one. This is the form. You have the form title, you have the form elements like the text, the user, and basically this is something you can ignore for now. This is basically the vision input. Okay, not needed for here, but I have kept it here. You can just keep it here just so you'd have a text. You have a, so this two would be text and the third would be a file, but that is not needed as of the calorie version V1. Okay, so next what we will do here is the calorie table. Okay, so in the calorie table, so what we are trying to do here is in the calorie table, we have the, we have an array. You see item and the calories. So here I have taken a table myself only, but for this only, in order to productionize this, you need to call third-party APIs later if you want to have some sophistications on top of this. Okay, so please, this can be just a basic extension. If you understand this concept, you can do anything. Please refer to my other video also if how to actually call calorie ninjas. So, uh, so next, what we can do here is we can call the compute. So after the calorie table, we have the compute calories. Okay, so in this compute calories table, what we are doing, so basically we are trying to actually compute the calories for that based on the table, based on the input and based on your calorie table, we are trying to compute the calories. Okay, so if you don't worry about this, you can just think that we are trying to actually take the text, match it against the table, and basically we are trying to calculate the calories here. Okay, um, so that's what we are trying to do here, achieve it here. So if I go back to this canvas, so and this is the workout node. So based on your calories that you have computed in the previous step, you will suggest walking, jogging, running that I showed you here. Okay, so that is what we are trying to do here. So now if we just go and execute this flow and maybe write I ate two samosas, okay, and demo user 4, okay, and you submit. So you see the calorie analysis results come. Okay, so that is the calorie analysis result, the first. Okay, now let's do one thing. If I hope this is clear, let's go to the second version. Okay, so for the second version, okay, so we will go to our calorie counter V2. It's loading. Okay, so for the calorie counter V2, what we will suggest is that for this uh, input, so till now what we had is basically your you get some input, and basically you were shown uh, that your calories. Now you'd be also shown in on top of that what would be the alternatives which I had shown in the demo. For that we are actually using this calorie counter V2. Okay, so all these things are same. Okay, what gets introduced is a alternatives. So for these alternatives also, like samosa suggest sprouts. These are hard-coded tables for now. This can be easily extended if you want to call some LLMs or third-party APIs. This is very easy. I will show how to extend that in latter part, but that would incur cost. Okay. I hope this is clear. The rest parts remain same. So after this alternatives with the compute calories and the alternatives, we have this build swaps. So here we have just swapped it. Okay. So till this point, everything remains same. Okay. As the calorie version V1. So we have this alternatives, and basically after this alternatives, we have this build swaps. Okay, and after this build swaps, we will again suggest the workout. Okay, so we are doing the exact same thing. So if I run this, execute this workflow, I'm taking the same consistent example so that you can understand what is being improvised. Okay, so you see the workout is this, the total calories is this, and the breakdown is this, and the swaps is like this. So this is the introduction of the swaps. Okay, so now let's move on to the third version. Okay, calorie version V3. Okay, so here what we are doing, so previously what we were trying to achieve is everything was linear flow. Okay, the thing was that you only so you did not have any intent. You remember, if you remember, here we had this intents. So if you use, so we are trying to do through code, not through some third party APIs or LLM. So we want to understand the intent of the user. So that's where the agentic workflow comes, because any message I was giving here, if you uh, think about it, I was giving a generic message and it was understanding what the user was intending to say. If I say I ate two samosas, it was suggesting like intent as calorie, then burn 500 or 1200 or anything calorie, kilocalorie. It was understanding an intent as workout, planning some calorie. It was understanding that your intent was basically planning some meal. Okay. So basically it was understanding what uh, so basically what it was trying to understand is it was trying to understand that what you were trying to actually do. Okay, so what is was your intent? Okay, so that is why it is right now this version is a completely agentic, you can say AI workflow, because it understands your intent, not right now through code, which can be easily extended if you call basically third-party APIs or LLMs. So now this calorie counter V3 is the first part in which you are using a switch for the intent. Okay, so if you can see here, so it has the intent router. So it was a linear flow at first. Now you are having the intent router. Okay, so like now if you go here, and basically you have the workout from intent and you have the workout node here as well. So you are just introduced a intent router. Okay, so based on your input that you have given, it will have the intent as workout or calorie. This is something again I'm checking through code, workout or calorie. Okay, so based on the intent, based on your whatever you have written, it will try to understand whether it is the user is intending as workout or as calorie. And basically it will have a switch, and it will redirect it based on your intent. If its intent is calorie, it will redirect it here, otherwise it will redirect to the workout. Okay, so and then the rest of the things remain same. So if I just execute this workflow, so if I say I ate 2 samosas, so you see intent is calorie. Now if I execute this workflow again, kilocalorie, so your submit intent is workout. So you understood. Now it's understanding your intent. It's becoming sort of agent like. Okay, I hope this is clear. Let's close this. Okay, and basically let's close this one as well. So this is your calorie counter V3 version. Now let's go to the V4 version. Okay, so if you can see here, so calorie counter V4. So basically, if you can see here that we have this plan intent as well, which I showed you very some time back. Okay, so for this calorie counter V4, we do have the intent for a plan. Okay, in like let's say like what I showed you, plan for 500 calorie. It will show you a diet chart and everything. Okay, so the thing is that this is for that. Okay, so in the on-form submission, we do the exact same thing and just show you as well. Okay, and if I go back to Canvas, this is the plan intent. I will just show you what actually it does. Okay, so this is the diet plan. Okay, the planning of the intent. Okay, so right now, as I said that I'm not using third-party API, so in order to understand, so it so we have defined some presets like 1200, 1500, 1800. You can define more. You can use some sheets also, connect sheets also. I will tell you how to connect sheets later on, or maybe use some third-party APIs basically to productionize it more. So, and it outputs 1 day plan with per meal kilocalorie. Okay. So it's a lightweight rules engine right now. So what it does is it intent detection. If intent is plan, then it goes through this step. But the thing is that right now, we are so right now before, so why I have kept it as linear, I will actually ensure that it also comes as an intent, but that would be in a latter flow. Okay, uh, so you see, we have made the workout and calorie into intents. Now we are showing you, I'm showing you what the plan flow is. Okay, so plan intent, how does it do? Intent, it again detects the target calorie, detects here, and once plan. Okay, so if things are not clear, I will just explain it what the plant intent does. So it converts your input text to lowercase for consistency, detects the keywords, sets intent as plan, detects to calorie if no keywords match, and extracts the 3-4 digit number or 500 1500 by default, and sets a once plan flag for routing to the plan branch. Okay, so that is what it does. So uh, basically, if you can see here, the same thing that we have done here. Now let's move on to the plans data. As I told you that we have some predefined presets present here. Okay, so okay, so we have some predefined presets present here. So the thing is that target is 1200 kilocalorie. So we have meals like this, then 1500, we have this. This can be extended, this can be modified, this can be made generic, everything that can be done. But for now, I am showing you how it can be done easily without incurring any cost. Okay. So these are the plans data. Next we have the plans data, we have the plans intent, and then we have the plan compose. So based on whatever you have given, so it will pick the right plan based on your intent, based on the intent that you have given. So if you execute the workflow, so what you need to do is plan for 1500 kilocalorie, let's say, and you submit. Okay, so you give the intent, detects the intent as plan, and it gives you 1 day plan, breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner. Okay. So I hope things are clear here. So till this point, I hope everything is clear. So what we will do is we do have further enhancements, and with those further enhancements only, we will reach this workflow completely. But for now, this is, I hope this is clear. We will have another separate video after this, and in that video, I will explain the latter steps and how, and in that video only we will construct the whole n8n flow. Okay, and basically after that I will show that how what is the actual purpose of a webhook here, because right now here whatever I have used is a form. Okay, so thanks everyone for watching this video till now. If you felt that the video was a little slow, please watch it in 1.5x speed, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also like this video. Thanks everyone. Bye for now.